Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Sagittarius January 2020 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as January goes, well, Mars will be in Scorpio from the 1st until the 3rd. So at this time, the 12th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, Sagittarius at night, you might have a little bit less vitality and energy and stamina than usual. Your libido may be down a little bit because you're talking about Mars and 12th house energy. But on the positive side, this could be a time where you might be using guile to really to weed out hidden adversaries. You might be dealing with some private battles at this time that you might not really be divulging to others. I mean, Mars, of course, is secretive. I mean, Scorpio is secretive energy. Mars, you're talking about the 12th house. Those are hidden matters. So, could also be battles you might be dealing with. As far as with an aunt or an uncle in some cases, and it might be battles connected with jealousy, and avoid real vengeful, vindictive anger connected with with revenge and vindictiveness and vengefulness at this time toward 12th house people, like an aunt or an uncle, or maybe people that are less fortunate than yourself. Another thing too is that you may be on a positive end, though. This could be about injecting a lot of energy and vitality into transforming the lives of those that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, and the hungry. It could be a time, if you're unattached Sagittarius, you may connect with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies those characteristics. It might be for a sexual liaison, it might be for a clandestine affair, one that's very secretive since we're talking about the 12th house. Next thing up. Well, as far as January goes, Mars will be in Sagittarius from the 3rd until the 31st. So the first house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, Sagittarius, now your energy and vitality may be very abundant at this time. You may have an abundance and surfeit of energy, and you may be putting a lot of energy and vitality into Sagittarius new beginnings, such as something with sports, something with the outdoors, adventure, exploration, the law, adventure, something with foreign. It could be traveling to other countries, translation, anything that could be Sagittarius related. And another thing too is if you're unattached at this time, Sagittarius, you may connect with a Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or one that embodies those traits. Could be for a sexual liaison, but it could also be somebody that can play an integral role in your new beginnings. It might be somebody you knew from your early childhood, like a childhood sweetheart, someone that helps you develop your outlook more at this time. And it could be a time too where you may be having the situation with the grandmother, people you knew from your early childhood, may be a little bit more contentious and acrimonious than usual. There may be arguments over philosophical differences, matters with religion, the law, foreigners, anything that could be Sagittarius related, even sports debates at this time. So anyway, and your libido may be a little bit more increased at this time than usual, since we're talking about Mars and the first house, and it's a lot of it could be a time where you may even connect, or maybe have some. There could be some sexual connection with a foreigner or someone from another country at this time. So anyway. Next thing up, well, Jupiter will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, as I've spoken about in previous videos, Jupiter can be rather paradoxical, could be very strongly benign and benevolent, but it could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. Now, in some cases, this can enlarge and expand restrictions and limitations, and even in some cases, depressive energy with matters with finances, monetary matters, your resources, possessions at this time, but also expand and enlarge structure and discipline in these matters. So it can be good in a lot of ways as far as Jupiter in the second house in astrology. It could be very auspicious and fortuitous for Capricorn making money ventures. It could be something like with dentistry or information technology, computer programming, accounting, just general mundane work, something with business or government or politics, anything that could be Capricorn related. It could be a time too where philosophers, publishers, they may have more people that are prominent in religion. They may have more of an impact on your values at this time. And also, too, it could be about, this could be a time where it could be very auspicious for your self-worth at this time. And really, it could be tied in. Capricorn could be the sign connected with career. It could be due to some career related matter, or just being more responsible and expressing positive Capricorn energy could be very positive in terms of your self-esteem and your self-worth at this time. And just exuberantly expressing responsible nature can also be playing a role in matters in terms of how you feel about yourself and maturity in general. Now, anyway, it could be a time too where you may be doing something Jupiterian in terms of generating income, um, such as something with publishing, religion, law, or foreign travel. And it might be something, given its Capricorn energy, that you planned and premeditated for some time. Next thing up, well, Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, you might find yourself at this time, Sagittarius, you may be taking care of a sickly or debilitated. Could be a person that you value strongly or somebody that's prominent in your finances, and it may be someone, it might be something Capricorn related, such as something with the knees, the bones, the joints, the hamstrings, and maybe making you feel somewhat despondent and melancholy at this time. But on another end, you might find yourself doing something Saturn / Capricorn related as far as making money and generating income. It could be doing something like with dentistry or politics or business at this time, something with timekeeping, anything that could be like Saturn Capricorn related. It could also be about a lot more responsibilities in connection with your possessions, your resources, your generating income at this time. But you might also be feeling some restrictions and limitations in these matters. It could be where you might be experiencing some despondency or restrictions or limitations in your self-worth and your self-esteem at this time. But on a positive end, this could also manifest in structure and discipline in monetary matters and things that you purchase for yourself. You're buying and spending habits at this time. So anyway, well, the next thing up is Uranus will still be in Taurus. So at this time, the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So this could manifest in a multitude of ways. This could be where your employment situation may be a little bit more erratic and sporadic than usual. I have this placement natally, and it could also, be about some cases, something Uranus like that's health related at this time. I have this placement natally, and I have extensive, at this point, irrevocable nerve damage, and it could be some issues with the nerves at this time, or some unusual situation, like given you're talking about Taurus energy, something unusual or very spontaneous, unexpected may happen health-wise in connection with the neck, the jugular vein, or the throat at this time. But at the same time, Taurus friendships might figure more prominently in your daily routine. They could be Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Taurus characteristics. You may be doing something it could be something Uranus related connected with your employment, such as something with astronomy or astrology, esoteric subjects, aerospace, even rocket science, computers, electronics, innovation, anything that could be Uranus related. And your work and employment situation may be a little bit more erratic and sporadic, more so than usual. at this time, and you might be dealing with certain unusual, stubborn, obstinate behavior at this time from people in your daily routine. It could be in your place of employment, even pets in some cases, an aunt or an uncle in some cases as well. So those are some ways that this could manifest and pan out. That could also be about um, doing something using electronic advanced equipment in terms of maybe matters with your physical health, such as if you're doing some kind of workout routine and doing something in connection with your health, using something that, state-of-the-art equipment in conjunction with it, such as if you're working out vigorously using electronic computerized, weightlifting equipment. So anyway, hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, next thing up, Neptune will still be in Pisces, so the fourth house as well will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, one way this could manifest, this could be about dealing with where it could be about dealing with home family members, people you're close to home with. It might be a little bit more nebulous and unclear, deceptive and duplicitous, more so than usual. Some isolated cases, this could be about dealing with some flooding conditions in the home, or even some kind of gas leak. I mean, you're talking about Neptune energy in the home. Your roots, your ancestry, those that might be a little bit unclear and nebulous at this time. Um, you may also at this time be doing something Neptune related out of the home, such as something with the metaphysical, which includes astrology, spirituality, poetry, dancing, chemistry, something with the fantasy. It could be fiction, fantasy fiction writing. This would be especially good, say, if this is making a sextile or trine to your natal Mercury, or even a conjunction, I would think, to your natal Mercury at this time. It could also be a time too where you might be involved with a family member or someone you're close to home with, or that might be involved in some drugs or alcohol use at this time. So those are some ways that this could manifest and pan out. And you're looking at the latter or end part of your life may be a little bit more nebulous and unclear, more so than usual at this time. And there may be some confusion as to who you are at the core. So anyway, last but not least, Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the second house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, I know a lot of you don't want me to say the dreaded D word, but you know I'm going to anyway. Some cases, this could be about the actual or literal death of somebody you might value, or somebody prominent, the place you generate income and make money. On a positive end, though, this could also be about doing something Plutonian as far as making money. It could be something with recycling or transformation, such as rebuilding cars or vehicles, or could be something like something with astrology, the occult, supernatural, again, recycling, and just doing something connected with a death profession, such as working as a coroner or mortician or funeral director, nuclear, something associated with nuclear, some like being a nuclear physicist. Anything that could be Plutonian related. It could also be a time where you might be dealing with more upheavals in your finances, and even in power and struggle issue. It could be some power and control issues over your possessions, over your money, and it could be as well to avoid at this time as well. It could also be at this time a transformation in your self-worth, your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself at this time, and even maybe something with transforming might play a role in this, such as transforming your own body, as an example, might play a role in your self-worth and your self-esteem, how you feel about yourself at this time. And remember, excuse me, people, where Pluto is in one's chart can be one where one anticipates or expects infallibility. So avoid expecting this and anticipating this from people that you work with as far as generating money, or people you value, or others that are prominent in your possessions and your resources at this time who have played a role in that. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, people, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.